Students, a very good morning to you. So in today's session, we are going to learn applications of dimensional analysis. And for learning applications of dimensional analysis, you should have previous knowledge about dimensions and how to write dimensional formula for different physical quantities. So I hope you all are aware of those all dimensional quantities and what is a dimensional formula and relations between different physical quantities. If you are aware of that, then application part of dimensional analysis become very clear. So if you are not aware of that, you just pay attention. Once again, you read your textbook and then you try to learn this application part. I'll be sending you slides also. Now, as we know, we have basic dimensional quantities. We have basic dimensional formulas and dimensional quantities of different physical quantities, right? So we have, out of which fundamental quantities are length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, and also amount of substance. These are different physical quantities which you should be aware of, and these all are called as fundamental physical quantities. And remember, dimensions should be always represented with a square bracket. Length dimension is capital L, mass capital M, time capital T, temperature should be denoted with capital K, K stands for Kelvin, electric current denoted with A stands for ampere, luminous intensity denoted with CD, candela, and amount of substance you should represent it with mole. And remember, when you are taking a square bracket, it means that it is dimension of that particular physical quantity. So this part should be clear for every student in the room. Right, we have few applications of dimensional analysis, that means uses of dimensional analysis. We will learn first the uses, and one by one each use we will take one example and we will learn about how applications of dimensional analysis in this part. So the most and first important use of dimensional analysis is you can convert one unit system to another unit system. Like you can conversion of one unit system to another unit system. This is the first use of dimensional analysis. Now let me tell you one simple example. See, we have meter, this is in MKS system. Centimeter, this is in CGS system. MKS and CGS system are two different system of units of physical quantities. And you can relate meter with centimeter, right? Of course, you know 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. You know this, and similarly you can know 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter, and similarly 1 hour is equal to 60 seconds. This is one system and this is another system. This is one system and this is another system. Similarly, meter, it is in MKS, centimeter in CGS system. So we can convert one unit to another, one system of unit to another system of unit using dimensional analysis. Okay, that is first use. And second use of dimensional analysis is we can check the correctness of a physical relation, and that is done by principle of homogeneity of dimensions. So what is meant by principle of homogeneity, I will be explaining in the next coming slides. Don't worry about it. So in the second use, we are checking the correctness of a physical quantity. Say for example, we have kinematic equation, V is equal to U plus AT. This is correct equation, right? It is correct equation. But some student, if he has doubt in his mind whether this equation is correct or not, he have doubt like V is equal to U plus AT square. He is thinking that this equation is correct, but actual relation is the first one. But a student has doubt in his mind that v is equal to u plus at square, he assumed that this equation is correct. He have doubt in his mind whether the first one or second one is correct. He can check whether which equation is correct using dimensional analysis. He can check whether first one is correct or second one is correct. Similarly, we have time period of simple pendulum. T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. And this equation is correct actually, but a student have doubt in his mind whether this is correct or not, whether it is G by L or L by G. He has doubt in his mind. In such cases, you can use dimensional analysis and you can check the correctness of equation using dimensional analysis. That is the second use of dimensional formulas. And the third use of dimensional formula is you can derive the relation among different physical quantities. Okay, we can derive relation between different physical quantities. Say for example, we have density. So density formula is mass divided by volume, right? So density has dimensions mass by volume. So we can use density is equal to mass by volume. This is correct relation. You can deduce this relation using dimensional analysis. We can derive equation for density using dimensional analysis. Similarly, just now I have written this equation. T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. We can even deduce this equation also using dimensional analysis. We can derive relation between different physical quantities using dimensional analysis. That is the third use of dimensional formula. Right, now coming to the next one, it is finding the dimensions of physical constants. So using dimensions of using dimensional analysis, we can find out dimensions of the constants. Okay, for example, we have one constant like h, which is Planck's constant. This is Planck's constant. Similarly, we have capital G, which is called as gravitational constant. Gravitational constant. You can deduce dimensions of capital G, which is a physical constant. Its value is always same. G value is always same. It is constant, 6.6 into 10 power, like H also. It is having a constant value, right? You can find out dimensions of such physical constants using dimensional analysis. So these are 4 important uses of dimensional formulas and dimensional analysis. Okay, so I want you to remember these 4 uses because it will be helpful in solving problems, right? And seeing the question, you should categorize to which use it comes under. Okay, first one is we can relate units of different physical quantities using dimensional analysis. This is number 1. Number 2, you can check correctness of a physical quantity. Number 3, we can derive relation among different physical quantities. Number 4, we can find out dimensions of physical constants. Okay, one by one, I'll teach you one example for each, and then we will solve some previous JEE questions. Right? So limitations also you should keep in your mind when you are dealing with dimensional formulas. All these 4 limitations are important. We will use them in solving problems. First one is we do not get any information regarding constants, number 1. Number 2, we cannot derive physical quantity where more than 3 physical quantities are involved in that equation, just like here. 1, 2, 3, 4. H is depending on 4 quantities. You cannot derive this relation using dimensional analysis. Number 3, we cannot derive kinematic relations which are involving with numbers. Number 4, this method fails to derive relations involving trigonometric functions, logarithmic functions, exponential functions. These are the 4 limitations. You should keep it in your mind. Useful rules in solving problems based on dimensional analysis. With these 3 rules, we can solve any problem in dimensional analysis. You should keep these 3 rules in your mind. Okay, and they are very, very important. Like, these are the 3 weapons. You can treat these 3 as weapons in solving kinematic in solving dimensional analysis problems, whether it can be any entrance exam, JEE or NEET or any entrance exam. These 3 rules you should keep in your mind to handle with a problem based on dimensional analysis. What are those rules? Number 1, dimensions of same physical quantities can be added or subtracted. So that means, for example, you have mass. Mass can be added to mass only. Mass is a physical quantity. Mass quantity should be added to mass itself. So 5 kg, you can add it to 2 kg. This is fair. 5 kg, you cannot add it to 2 seconds. This is not fair, because 5 kg is mass. 2 seconds is time. Time is different physical quantity. Mass is different physical quantity. You cannot add these two, or you cannot subtract these 2 quantities. Okay. So first thing is, you can add or subtract dimensions of same physical quantity. Mass can be added to mass. Time can be added to time. Like, for example, you have x plus time. We have a equation like this, x plus time. So here it is time. What does this x mean? X is also time. Okay. A minus length. This is length. So from A you are subtracting length. What does A mean? A is nothing but length itself. A is length only. From length you can subtract length. From time you can subtract time. For time you can add time. Therefore, you can find out dimensions of unknown quantities using this rule. Okay, rule 1. It states that dimensions of same quantities can be added or subtracted. This is number 1. Number 2, numerical values. Numerical values, angle, trigonometric functions, exponential functions, logarithms have no dimensions. Say, for example, we have sine theta. This have no dimensions. M power 0, L power 0, T power 0. Sine theta have no dimensions. Similarly, you have e power 3x square. Y is equal to e power 3x square. We have one equation like this. So as it is exponential function, exponential raised to 3x square. This is exponential function. So whenever there is exponential function, its dimension should be equal to 0. N power 0, L power 0, T power 0. Okay. Similarly, logarithmic functions, log of ax plus b. This is totally a quantity. Now it has no dimensions. M power 0, L power 0, T power 0. These values have dimensions. B have dimensions, ax have dimensions, but remember, log as a whole will not have any dimensions. B can have dimensions, x can have dimensions, but as a whole, if you are treating this inside the logarithm, it do not have any dimensions. Okay, so this is number 2. And number 3, dimensions of left hand side of an equation should be equal to dimensions of right hand side of it. And this principle is called as homogeneity. Say, for example, S is equal to ut plus half at square. What is S? S is displacement. And displacement have dimensions L, because it is length. Left hand side of the equation, this is LHS. Left hand side. Left hand side of the equation has dimension of length. Okay. And this total part, it is right hand side. If you are figuring out dimensions on right hand side, what you should get? Definitely it should be equal to length dimensions. Okay. So you are treating an equation if and only if dimensions on left hand side and dimensions on right hand side are equal, and this is called as principle of homogeneity. For example, we have T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. L is length, G is acceleration due to gravity, T is time taken. Left hand side, what do you have? Time. If you evaluate dimensions of this total, what you should get? You should get same time. Okay, so these are the three important rules which you should keep in your mind when you are solving problems based on dimensional analysis. So now let us learn applications of dimensional analysis. So first use is to convert one system to another system. That is the basic thing which you will be learning in your lower section. So I am not digging deep about that use. And the second use is this will be helpful in solving many problems. So that is the reason why directly I am coming to rule 2. You can check the correctness of an equation. See, we have one equation, S is equal to ut plus half at square. I need to check whether that equation is correct or not. So in order to check whether that is correct or not, what you should have? Let me take this equation. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now, as it is an equation, this is an equation, dimensions on left hand side should be equal to dimensions on right hand side. Is it not? Rule 3 which we have discussed in the previous part. Rule 3 states left hand side dimension should be equal to right hand side dimension. So left hand side, let us take left hand side. What do we have left hand side? Displacement, right? What is displacement dimension? It is length. Okay, so left hand side, what do you have? L. Next, now let us go for right hand side. Right hand side, we have this total part, ut plus half at square. What is u? U is velocity, initial velocity. Initial velocity, velocity is length by time, so it is L t power minus 1. And what about acceleration? Acceleration is velocity, change in velocity divided by time. This is equal to L t power minus 2. Acceleration dimensions are L t power minus 2. Velocity dimension are L t power minus 1. I'll substitute those here in RHS. Check it out. You have u and t. What is u? L t power minus 1. And what about t? Plus. And this half do not have any half is number, right? Number. What is rule 2 tells you? Numbers have no dimensions. So you should not take half. You should take at square directly. So a L t power minus 2 and t square. Right? So t power minus 1 and t gets cancelled. T power minus 2 and t power plus 2 gets cancelled. What is left over here? L plus L. Okay. Length. So right hand side, what do you have dimensions? Length. Left hand side dimensions, what do you have? Length. So dimensions on left hand side is equal to dimensions on right hand side. So this equation is correct. You can check the correctness of an equation using this kind of dimensional analysis. Simply take left hand side, write down its dimensions. Take right hand side, write down its dimensions. If both the dimensions are equal, that equation is correct. If they are not equal, then that equation is not correct. Now let me explain one more equation. V square minus u square is equal to 2as. Okay, take left hand side. V square minus u square. What is V? V is velocity. Dimension of velocity is L t power minus 1. Whole square is there. I am writing it square. Minus u square. L t power minus 1 whole square. Right? So this is velocity. This is also velocity. So you have written dimensions of velocity. So left hand side, what do you have? Dimensions of velocity. Dimensions of velocity whole square left hand side. So that is L square t power minus 2. This is dimensions on left hand side. See, most of the times what students do is First term L t power minus 1 whole square. Second term L t power minus 1 whole square. Let me take this as A. Let me take this as B. What is A minus B? 0. Most of the students will make it as 0. You will cancel these two. That is wrong. You cannot cancel them because they are physical quantities. You are dealing with only dimensions. Regular rules are not valid here. Dimensional rules we need to follow. So V square, U square, this is velocity. So left hand side, what you have? Dimensions of velocity whole square. Dimensions of velocity whole square is L square t power minus 2. Now come to right hand side. Right hand side, what do you have? 2as. What is A? Acceleration. It is L t power minus 2. What is S? It is L. Now write down right hand side dimensions. L t power minus 2 into L. This is equal to L square t power minus 2. So right hand side dimensions L square t power minus 2. This is equal to left hand side dimension, and that is L square t power minus 2. See, this and this both are equal. Right? So this equation is correct. This equation is correct. You can check the correctness of an equation using dimensional analysis. This is one more important use we have with dimensional analysis. See, check it up. We have 4 different equations. Y is A sine 2 pi t by t. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 equations we have. And it is given A is maximum displacement, V is speed of the particle, T is time period. Rule out the wrong formulas on dimensional grounds. So now we should check which is wrong out of these 4. Right? This is one previous JEE question. You should find out which one is wrong out of these equations. So what you need to do, you have the A, B, C, D, all these 4 options have equations, left hand side and right hand side. So for all equations, left hand side, what do you have? Y. What is Y? Y is displacement of the particle. Okay. So displacement dimensions you need to write. And what is displacement dimension? Displacement is nothing but length. So left side for all the equations, what do you have dimension? L. L is the dimension on left hand side. Now let us take one by one on the right hand side. First I am taking it as A sine 2 pi t divided by capital T. Okay. This is first one, right hand side. This is RHS. And what is A given as? A is maximum displacement, right? So I am writing it here. Dimension of A is equal to displacement is, this is displacement. So it is L. Next, speed. V is speed. What is dimension of speed? L t power minus 1. And what is dimension of small t and capital T? It is time period, that is capital T. Okay. Now, see, check it up. Right hand side, you have sine. And this is trigonometric function. Right? As it is trigonometric function, do it have any dimensions? Trigonometric functions have no dimension. Only this A has dimensions, and that is L. Right? So this is equal to dimensions on left hand side. So for question, for A option, left hand side it is L, right hand side also, if you calculate dimensions, you are getting same L. Therefore option A is correct. That is right. Now check it up for B. Coming to B, we have A sine of VT. Okay, this total becomes dimensionless. M power 0, L power 0, T power 0. What is left over here? A, it has dimension L. So B is also correct. So option A is correct. Option B is correct. Now coming to option C. Check it up option C. What do you have left hand side? Y. It is L. Right hand side you take. Small a by capital T into sine of T by A. Of course, this does not have any dimensions. M power 0, L power 0, T power 0. Because it is trigonometric functions. Rule 2 states that trigonometric functions have no dimensions. And coming to this, what is A? A have dimension L and RHS. What are its dimensions? It is L divided by T. This is L T power minus 1, which is not equal to L. Therefore, option C is wrong. Next, option D. Check it up, option D. Option D, right hand side if you take, you are getting A root 2 into sine of 2 pi T by capital T plus cos of 2 pi T by capital T. This has no dimensions, M power 0, L power 0, T power 0. This have no dimensions, M power 0, L power 0, T power 0. This also have no dimension, M power 0, L power 0, T power 0. What is left over here? A. A have dimension L. Therefore, option 4 is also correct. Which is wrong? Third option is wrong because dimensions on left hand side of the equation and right hand side of the equation are not equal. See, we have one question given here. Check the dimensions whether the equation tan theta is equal to rg by v square is correct or not. You need to check whether this equation is correct or not. So in order to check whether these dimensions are correct or not, what you need to do? Simply go for left hand side and right hand side, write down the dimensions. So check principle of homogeneity. So if this is valid, then equation is correct. If it obey principle of homogeneity, this is valid. If not, it is not valid. So now take left hand side. What it is? Tan theta. What is dimension of tan theta? M power 0, L power 0, T power 0. And what about right hand side? Right hand side we have R G by V square. Okay. Now let me write down dimensions for R. R is radius. It is length. Next, G is acceleration. Acceleration dimension L T power minus 2. Next, what is V? Speed. Speed you can write it as L T power minus 1. Now substitute all these dimensions over here. What is R? R is L. What is G? L T power minus 2 divided by what is V square? L square T power minus 2. L square T power minus 2. And L square gets cancelled. T square T power minus 2, T power minus 2 gets cancelled. This finally gets M power 0, L power 0, T power 0. So dimensions on left hand side is equal to dimensions on right hand side. Right? So dimensions on left hand side and right hand side are equal. That is the reason why this equation is dimensionally correct. The important model. See, check it up. This question is JEE Advanced 2018. It has been asked in 2018 JEE Advanced exam. The potential energy of the particle of mass m at a distance r from a fixed point O is given by this equation. Okay. So what is this V of R? V of R is equal to potential energy. First, you should write down all the dimensions which are involved over here so that solution becomes very simple. So V of R is potential energy. Energy dimension is m L square T power minus 2. Okay, potential energy dimensions we have known, that is ml square T power minus 2. And next, what is m dimensions given? M is mass, right? So it is capital M. Next, what is dimension of R? R is distance, so it is L. M dimensions we have written, R dimensions we have written, potential energy dimensions we have written, and K is positive constant of appropriate dimensions. So where K is some constant. This is constant with dimensions. Okay. Now this particle is moving in a circular orbit of radius capital R. Now what is dimension of radius? It is also length. About a point O, if V is the speed of particle and L is the magnitude of its angular momentum about O. So V is the speed. What is its dimension? L T power minus 1. And next is angular momentum L. Angular momentum L is equal to mvr. Of course, this you will learn in class 11th. In next coming chapter, I think you might not know these dimensions. I will be writing it here. M mass, velocity L T power minus 1. R is L. So this is equal to m L square T power minus 1. Okay. So in the question, whatever the physical quantity is involved, I have written all the dimensions in this slide. Okay. Now come to the answers. What he is asking is, which of the following statements are true? Which of the following statements are true? That means you should check the correctness of the equation. When do you tell that this equation is correct? You can tell that if and only if left hand side dimensions, right hand side dimensions are equal. If and only if left hand and right hand side dimensions are equal, then only you can tell this equation is dimensionally correct. So let me take first equation. V is equal to under root K by 2m into R. R dimension we have already written. M is mass. K is some constant. You do not know constant dimensions. First you should derive dimensions for constant. So we have equation for potential energy. It is given V of R is equal to KR square divided by 2. This is given in problem. Okay. Now I want to derive dimensions for K. I want to find out what are the dimensions of K. So what you will do? Simply you will substitute all the dimensions here. What is V of R? Potential energy. Its dimensions are m L square T power minus 2 is equal to K R. R is L square divided by 2. However, 2 does not have any dimensions. L square gets cancelled. What about K? K has dimensions m T power minus 2. This is dimension of K. Okay. All dimensions in this equation we know. Now check it left hand side. What is V? We have dimension L T power minus 1. V is velocity, no? Velocity dimension L T power minus 1. Now check it right hand side. Right hand side we have under root K 2m by R. So that is under root. What is K? M T power minus 2 divided by m, and R is out of the root. R is outside the root. So it is L. M gets cancelled. What is left over here? T power minus 2 under root. That is T power minus 1 into L. So what is the final expression? It is L T power minus 1. Left hand side and right hand side both are equal. So which option is correct? First option is correct. V is equal to under root K by 2m into R. Okay, so this is what you can write down the dimensions. You can check the correct equation. Which of the following statements are true? So first one is true. See, which of the following are in the sense this is multiple correct answer. So first one is correct, second one is also correct, but difference between A and B is in the second equation you do not have 2. First equation there is 2 in the denominator. 2 have nothing to do with dimensional analysis. So equation A is correct and equation B is also correct. Now check it equation 3. Now coming to third one. Coming to third one. L is angular momentum. Capital L is angular momentum. L has dimensions. Angular momentum has dimension m, L square t power minus 1. L, left hand side. Next, right hand side, what do you have? Root mk into r square. Okay, so this is m under root capital M. K have dimensions m t power minus 2 into r square. R is L square. This is m into m square, t power minus 2, that is m t power minus 1 into L square. What do you have? Dimensions right hand side m L square t power minus 1. Left hand side, right hand side, both are equal. M L square t power minus 1, m L square t power minus 1. So option C is also correct. Right? Now coming to option D. Okay. Coming to option D, we have root mk by 2 r square. See, option C and option D, difference is only these two. And 2 have nothing to do with dimensions. So option D is also correct. So all these 4 equations are dimensionally correct. So you can select option A, option B, option C and option D. This is multiple correct answer type asked in JEE Advanced exam.